So what's going on for y'all? Do you have anything going on in your situation? Do you have an interview notice? So if you have a pending case and it's been, for example, like is adjustment of status and it's been 15, 16 months, it's been taking a long time. That's way too long. Some of y'all contacted me and said 24 months. That's way too long. Y'all cannot let the United States government dictate your life. And you might think, nah, I'm cool, John. Like, I'm good. Well, here's why. Because if you especially have a spouse, your Pookie Bear, male or female, or any gender, or your kid, if your kid is like my kid, they might be grabbing my shirt saying, Pops, when we going to Disneyland? When we going to Disney World cruise? Oh my God. Disney is a great brand in terms of customer service for parents and kids. Okay. I can't talk about the other stuff. But in terms of customer service, they do a really good job. The kids love it. They love it so much. Apparently, we're supposed to go back quite often. So you can't go on a cruise until you get your legal status. Okay. You got to be careful about that. Some people message us say, "Oh, John, I'm going to go on a cruise." Wait a second, you might not know about this. So once you get that legal status, you can travel wherever you want. Okay. Welcome in. Please tap the screen. Please give a thumbs up if you appreciate the content. All right. So here's the next thing. If you have a delayed case, like we are just talking about, you have a gut feeling your case is delayed, don't be shy, guys. Give us a call. My number's up top somewhere. Give us a call. You never know if your case is delayed. So if you don't want verification, my team will tell you. We don't charge for that. We're happy to help you. I gave my team a chart so they know. All right. Now you might say, well, okay, John, your team told me it's delayed. It's taking too long. What do we do now? There's a lawsuit called mandamus lawsuit. It is quite common. Some of you may not have heard about it because most immigration lawyers don't do that. And we started doing it many years ago because we realized, WTF, like this is crazy. Some of these cases are taking too long. We're very grateful for the last several years that cases are approved pretty fast, between 2 to 5 months, especially last year. But now I think they're cracking down, and they're going to slow it down by sending you RFE. They're probably going to send RFE to many people, so please expect that. Okay. And if you have a MyUSCIS account, it should email you like action taken or something, a case update. That's really the only benefit, in my opinion, of the MyUSCIS account online. Usually, like where it says it, does it still show y'all the like expected decision or expect something in 3 weeks, 6 months? Some people have told me it doesn't show that anymore, and I have a feeling it's at least the people who are part of the visa ban or pause with USCIS. Okay. All right. By the way, if your case delayed, we filed a mandamus lawsuit. People ask, well, how long does it freaking take, John? Been waiting all this time. How much longer is it going to take? Usually, well, number one, the lawsuit is for a couple of different purposes. If you haven't received the interview, then we're asking for the interview date. Okay. And that'd be usually about 2 to 3 months. If you already had the interview, and then we're asking for the decision. Now, we can't guarantee approval. That's our hope. And especially if you come to us, like you filed your case yourself or you hire another attorney. We actually have many law firms, other attorneys refer the mandamus case to us. We appreciate their trust for their clients. That usually also is about 2 or 3 months on average, okay, to get what you want. All right. Let me see some questions here. Thanks so much for the taps. Thank you for aggressively tapping the screen here. Let me scroll back up. And by the way, the young gentleman telling me about his dad, with the emoji in the face, hands in the face. Which state are you located in? I'm curious. Because in Texas is Fifth Circuit, it's a lot more difficult. Texas, Mississippi, and Louisiana. It's a lot more difficult when a person entered without a visa. User 3656, you need a green card for your wife. I know a lot of people need one here for their spouse, their Pookie Bear. Do you have a question I can help you with? All right, welcome in. And by the way, if you have not been following yet, but you've been especially been watching the channel and you just pop it up open when it pops up in your feed, go ahead and hit the plus sign, guys. You never know when you need to talk to immigration attorney. Okay, you never know. Okay, now you can see here, at least on TikTok, we got a couple options. We have three main options to contact us. The third one, webinar, because I saw a comment about like EB3 or something, and just in general, if you're like, man, I got a Pookie Bear, but we're not like I didn't propose yet, or or you have a company, you're thinking like, what visa is possible, like, and you're just yourself, like you haven't hired anyone yet, but you're thinking for the future. You want to plan out. Yes, you can actually contact us, an immigration and law firm, beforehand. You don't have to wait till the last second till shit hits the fan. Okay, you don't. That's unpleasant. So we do have an option here called webinar. Oh my God, I can't get this right. Webinar option right here. You click the link in the bio or up top, askjohnting.com. Okay. Hope you're all having a great day. Happy Wednesday. Now, let's see. Let me scroll back up. Irreplaceable Brat. Interesting name. Your good day. If you did a VAWA case and you get an NTA, then you got VAWA receipt a month after WHA. What's WHA? Oh, NTA. Okay. Okay. So you want to have your attorney or yourself, if you represent yourself. It's just I don't recommend for court cases representing yourself. That it's just a shit show in there. So you need an attorney that's ready, right, to know what they're doing. So, but in general, you want to provide a copy of the receipt notice with your VAWA application I-360 to the court. You need two copies: one for the court, one meaning the judge, and one for the Department of Homeland Security. And you technically need three copies: one for yourself or your attorney, because then you can review it in case a judge or a government lawyer is like, "What's this? What's that?" Right? So it'd be kind of awkward. You don't have your own copy to reference. Overcomer. I don't know if that really answered your question, but you need to be ready for that at least. So you're all welcome to join live, by the way. If you have some questions here, by the way, if you need a family lawyer or a criminal defense attorney, we have a network with other attorneys that we trust wherever you live. Now, welcome in North Texas Family Lawyers. They do a great job in North Texas with family law, including divorces and child custody. So contact them if you need some help or have a question. Azua? No, I didn't see that. Did he share that publicly? That was supposed to be internal guidance. It was nothing. Just a burger and you can hear. Okay, great. Huh. Where did you find that? Can you email that to me? Okay, let's see here. Thank you for the questions. By the way, you don't have to copy and paste your questions on TikTok. I know y'all have a tendency to do that. I'm going in order, okay? Thank you so much for your trust. Overcomer, if your claim has been received, you mean the case, the application has been received, biometrics have been done. Can you fly domestically? I mean, I haven't heard that many. I've only heard a couple stories about international flights and coming back through customs. I personally have not heard of any concerns flying domestically. I could be wrong, so don't throw stones at me. We have clients that fly domestically, and they've been fine when they don't have status. But I could be wrong. I think part of it is about the ID. Like if you don't have the real ID, then that's obviously a problem. But you at least need a passport, some kind of photo ID, as far as I understand. But please know I do not work for TSA. Go to tsa.gov for those requirements. Azua, can you email it to me? WeCare@greencardguys.com. It'd probably take me like 30 minutes to find it. Otherwise, thank you so much if you can. Scally, how long does it take to I-1? You mean I-140 to get approved through a company? So some of you might know that you could check USCIS processing times. That's not one I have off the top of my head usually, but if I remember, you average 6 months. I could be wrong. It's the visa bulletin that's the problem, really. Thank you, Azua. CH Anis. All right, by the way, if you want to join live, you're welcome to do that. I know some of y'all are willing to share, especially if it's helpful, especially if you might have like a couple questions, Interesting. TikTok tells me my live is being discovered. Okay. It says I'm doing a good job during the live show. Okay, that's good. Thank you, production manager of TikTok. Let's see here. CHANEES. Your mom lost her green card somewhere. That happens. I remember that day my mom lost her credit card and she was freaking out. I was like, it's okay. Let's stand up. And it turns out she was sitting on it. Took us like 5 minutes though to figure that out. That happens. But your question is, can she apply for N400? She can. I mean, in general, as long as she's met the yearly requirements and other requirements. But just because she lost a green card. Now, it's important to still have the green card, valid resident card, because you never know when you might get pulled over. So I do recommend applying for I-90. Now, here's the problem about I-90. Let me search the processing times for you on that one. By the way, my Mac almost died yesterday. It was weird. I have a Mac from 2021. Google Chrome is making a fuss. It was like showing me, the whole screen was showing like black and white. It was so weird. Okay, let me click on I-90. I reset it and it seems okay now. Okay, so 10-year renewal, service center ops. Let me click here. 10 months. 10 months. But here's the thing. Even though you won't get it for on average 10 months, you definitely want to. So here it is right there. You do want to file it because at least you have the receipt notice. And also for travel purposes abroad. You can't hear me. What happened, Ella Jax? I think people, man, TikTok can't hear me. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the taps, guys. It really helps because I want to know that you appreciate how I share information, Let me scroll back up. Super. Okay, Nicholas General, 4883. How long does process take for fiance visa? Fiance visa is broken up to multiple steps, like many cases, okay? If you put the whole thing together from like start to finish where your fiance actually comes into the US, I would say at least 2 years. The petition by itself traditionally is supposed to take like 3 to 5 months, but that has been taking longer since the pandemic. It's like double the time. It's ridiculous. And I really think it should be like, I think it shouldn't take long. Okay. Now, even when your fiance enters the United States with that fiance visa, there's another step. That's called adjustment of status. And so you might think like, well, why do I have to do that? Well, because you wanted your fiance to come sooner. But the problem is the mechanics of a case with USCIS and State Department, they're hella slow with that fiance visa. Look, you might come back to the channel like 6 months later and say, John, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it took me like 6 months. Great. Come back to the channel and tell me that. Because, It just depends on the service center. It might depend on the season of the year, right? You never know. Hopefully, it does change and make it faster. Cassandra, welcome in. Super sensitive. He is 40 years old. You talking about your brother? You want to bring your brother to USA. Are you a US citizen? So you can only bring your sibling, bring like petition and all that, consular processing. That's the F4 category. Family preference. Here's the problem. Let me pull up my handy visa bulletin. For F4, I'm working on March bulletin, March 2026. Scrolling down here. And for those on TikTok, I'm sorry, it only lets me share it on YouTube here. There we go. F4 for the chart A in general, just not China, not India, Mexico, Philippines. They're working on cases petition filed January 8th, 2008. What is that? About 18 years away if you were to file now. So you should absolutely look. I always encourage if you're a U.S. citizen, you got a brother or sister abroad, and you're like, hey, bro, hey, sister, you want me to sponsor you? And they're like, no, I'm good. Just fucking sponsor them anyway. Because look, it's going to take a long time, and consider like a birthday gift. It's like what, 625, 675 a petition fee, and that's all you file for now. Okay, that's all you file. It's just a petition, and guess what? The petition is signed by you, not your sibling that's abroad. And then imagine this, and I hate to say it because I don't know if I should say this on social media, but it's the truth. United States government gets involved with many countries. They dabble into other countries. Dabbling is a very soft word for social media purposes, but you know what I'm talking about Venezuela, Iran. You never know, something could happen in their country, whether it's because of the United States or another country. And by the way, doesn't it seem interesting that it tends to be a democratic run system country? But anyways, I digress. So you never know if they need to come to the United States in the future, 10, 16 years later. Now, here is another loop around, another option. If right now they're like, but I really actually want to come in now, or a year later, and you're like, well, I did file a petition for you, even though you told me no, and that's going to take at least like 16 years. But I know John Ting with Green Card Guys, follows channel, and what's it called? My StreamYard did something interesting. Okay, so what's it called? Because here's what it is. Here's an option, especially if they own a company or they work as executive or a manager, or maybe possibly a different position. In general, it's called the L1 visa. They could come in like later this year, generally speaking. So you never know, guys. Tap, tap, tap. Thanks for the taps. All right. Thank you, Ella Jax, as well. Hi, Miss T. Welcome in. Okay, we got someone that wants to join live. Imran, welcome in. Okay. Oh, maybe not there anymore. All right, let's see. That's right, Ella Jax. We gotta have a little fun here. I mean, even though it's pretty sad situation what United States government is doing. Sad and ridiculous. Taju EV, your case is coming up soon. You want to push a date to 2029. Can that be possible? Why 2029? Is that when we might have a new president administration? So for USCIS and like National Visa Center, you could do things to like slow it down, because like let's say you get your petition approved, you got to pay the fees and complete the DS1 260 and you upload documents. You could delay that a couple months, but you do have the 1-year rule. As soon as your visa is immediately available, you have 1 year to take action on it Doesn't mean you have to get that visa in 1 year, but I see what you're doing. So I don't think it would delay until that long, 2029. Um, but even for those who are they're from a country that is on the ban list or the pause list, you're still, from the last month I've heard, last 30 days, people have been still scheduled for interview, but you get something called 212F, I believe, because of proclamation with the travel ban. Don't give up. That does not mean denied. In fact, they don't have something called denied. That's what I meant to put up here as seventh option. When it's a visa refusal by Department of State, embassy, or consulate, we have helped people to overturn the decision. Just in general, I'm talking about visa refusal. So, and it's wild because that, first of all, that's not something you're going to see on Reddit or Google. Okay, again, that's why you need a legal team that has experience. And if for some reason, out of the 5 attorneys that we have on the team, we don't know the situation, we're going to regroup with other immigration attorneys, see how we can help. Okay, let's see. So a jokey, if that's how I pronounce your name. For those on a travel ban, you can't file mandamus. So it'll be a different scenario. It depends on timing. If it's delayed, then we'll call it mandamus. Even if you're part of the travel ban list, or even if you're part of the USCIS list with a pause. So we would still add in more legal arguments about why you should not be part of the ban. Why you should be part of an exception to the ban. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Azua. Appreciate it. Let me just put my what's it called? My name to it, so no one touches that email. Let me put my eye emoji on that one. Okay, thanks so much. By the way, if you are interested in our service, I don't like to say this, but some people ask from time to time, so I might as well just share. Um, if you're looking for legal services, you want to talk to an attorney, absolutely, we do offer that for a certain amount on the screen, at least on the TikTok screen. Now, if you're like, well, I don't know, I just want to know how y'all do it. Like, you want to learn about us in general. Number one, read Google reviews, but we also do offer this one, a pre-qualified session for this amount. When you go to askjohnting.com, you click option number 1. Okay. And we offer for that amount to speak to a client care specialist because some of y'all already talk to a lawyer, right? And maybe you might have a lawyer already and you're like, man, you're a little jaded. I get it. Okay. I get it. But to speak to directly to an attorney for us, it is a little bit higher fee. Sorry, I talk so fast. I can't talk. So just in case, and we are located in Houston, Texas. You live in Greenland, Alaska, the North Pole, South Pole, we're happy to help you out. As long as you have Google Meeting or Zoom, we can work it out. Okay. No problem at all. Alrighty. Let me scroll here. All right, let's get Martise. Well, not there anymore. Let's get Litz. Yes, let's get you on. Hello there. Let's see.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks. What's your question for today?
I have a question for regarding my sister-in-law.
Oh, okay.
She has an asylum case pending,
Mm-hmm.
but she hasn't been able to save up for an attorney to represent her.
Mm-hmm.
So she was wondering how could she go about maybe asking the court to be moved to another date because it's next month.
Oh shoot. Is it a master or individual?
A May.
A May.
It's an individual.
Okay. There has to be a reason. Like we just got one approved a couple weeks ago, and I thought it was going to be difficult because just judges are being ruthless, right, these days. But the person had a kid with autism, so we tried to use that as a reason. and it worked. And I had I had a trial in Dallas late last year, and I got that rescheduled because the client was pregnant. So fortunately, the judges rescheduled it. But those are like very unique circumstances. So she doesn't really have like a like hardship like kind of reason. Then I think that'd be difficult. Yeah, I don't think that reason's gonna work. I'm not saying don't try, right? But most likely they're not gonna push it out because of that reason. Now, did she have a court date before? Like she attended one master hearing? Okay. And so especially if it's been 6 months or more for the last master, then yeah, they're unlikely to reschedule it. Now, you said sister-in-law, so you probably know the case or the reason why she left the country pretty good. You don't have to share that here, but if you think, yeah, I don't know, there might be some nonprofits that could help. Has she talked to any?
No.
Okay. Let me if you can send us an email with your sister, just say sister-in-law, and I'll ask my team to send you like a couple numbers. Is that in Houston?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And could you also get them to send a quote as well? Just might as well, if she can.
Okay. Did she ever have a interview with USCIS for asylum? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you send an email with your sister's name and email address, because then we can CC you on it. Okay.
And while we're talking, I forgot to let you know.
Mm-hmm.
I've been feeling like ill for the past few days, but I'm gonna get to scheduling the meeting today.
The onboard? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no wonder you haven't been on my live show lately. Of course, sickness. I got it. No problem.
But I did want to tell you, I mean, this might be a little personal or whatever, but I don't really care. My son, last week, he got diagnosed with level 3 autism on top of everything. And it's like, I don't know. Just since you mentioned that one of your clients, her son was also, and that's pretty severe. I was like wondering if I had to like give you all the updates and everything once we get on the onboarding. Do you think that's a factor that we should put into what we're trying to do?
For the hardship, absolutely. For the waiver, yes. So I'm sorry to hear that, but there's some resources out there. I know you're in Houston area, so
Yeah.
You just found out recently.
Yeah, last week his doctor said that's the most severe
Mm-hmm.
that can give, and
Well,
we qualify for a lot of state like benefits, but I'm scared to get them because he's in the process. And
yeah.
things that last year were not
A concern
are now public charges.
Mm-hmm. I know, but at the end of the day, you gotta do what's best for your kiddo, right? So let's see. I'll ask my team to see what kind of resources we can find, because there's probably a Facebook group or something. But let's see what we can find in Houston for you. Um, are you in Houston city limits?
Yeah, we live in Katy.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll put a note for my team to check that out for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
If she can afford your services or start with big cash or anything, I'll tell her that's the best option, honestly, because she's not gonna be able.
Well, that's a thing. That's why I asked about like if you knew her story, and if I know it's like you're not a lawyer, but if you think it's strong, obviously there's a lot of legal requirements, then that's a good starting point, because I don't like sending quotes to people as like they don't really have a strong case. But usually they number one, they have to believe in their claim, obviously. So
her husband was trying to,
okay.
So
Got it. Okay. All right. We'll talk more about it, or directly to your sister, I guess.
A lot of power. So.
Okay. Got it. Mm-hmm. All right. Thanks, Litzy. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Love chatting with clients on the live show as well. That is one of the best ways to get a hold of me, because I'm not here to hide, guys. I'm all over social media now. In fact, I have attorneys. I just had a call with an attorney today. He called me last week. He's like, bro, I don't know how to do social media. I was like, oh, man, there's a lot to teach people that don't know social media. First of all, they have to create an account. That seems so difficult for people. And then they have to come up with a username. So anyways, I'm here to answer your questions and point you in the right direction, whether you're a client or not. And even if you have another attorney, no problem at all. Now, of course, if you hear something from me and you're like, you have an attorney and you share it with an attorney and they say, who'd you find out from? You're welcome to share my name. I'm not hiding that either. That's okay. But please know, disclaimer, when you ask me a question, I don't know all the facts about your case. So it might not match up perfectly. Let's get Etuno, I think. Let's get you on. And I see some questions. I will answer them soon after this person. Thanks for the follow. What's going on, Etuno?
Hello.
Welcome in.
Good afternoon.
We talked recently, right? How are you doing?
Yeah. It's still about my OPT. I've been waiting for like 3 months now.
3 months.
I don't know if they ban the OPT.
That's right, Nigeria. I don't think OPT is an exception for the EAD for people part of the pause. Let me check another place here. Let me see where they put it. Okay. My attorneys and I share a lot of information with each other. I'm trying to see if I can find it in their list. Okay, I think I found it. Exceptions to the pause are for 765 are categories C11 and C14, but only when the request comes from law enforcement. So that's not OPT related. And another one is initial request for category C8. I don't think that's you. I don't think that's OPT. So yeah, that's the reason why. Shoot. Okay, so you need to plan ahead. Do you still have status here? Because do you have the DS what is it, I-20? You still have valid I-20?
Yes.
Okay.
I do. And I tried to like cancel the OPT and just go back to school, but my DSL was like until I get a response, I won't be able to just move on like that.
Hmm.
So I'm just stuck.
Ooh. Did you graduate already?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to find out the timing for your gap. If you have a gap, to see if you could just wait until the next semester for a master's program or something, because you want to make sure you don't have a gap in your I-20. So usually the best person contact, well, is your international student services, and then also of course an attorney to double check everything. Sometimes the student services they might make a mistake or not look at it correctly. So
True.
yeah,
Although the processing time on the website is April, which is next month.
I think it's true. Yeah, I mean, we just sent one in
Yeah.
for someone in he got biometrics pretty quickly, but again, he's not part of his country's not on the list.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But if you need further review or something, you're welcome to schedule a meeting, okay?
Sure.
All right. Wish you the best. Good luck. All right. I know these are difficult times. We are all in different situations. Um, but look, I mean, the super worst case scenario is that you have to leave the United States. But if you leave the United States, you want to time it correctly so that you don't have these days that we call unlawful presence days to affect you. It affect your immigration history because you might want to come back in the future. You never know. You might be like, whatever, John. I'm just gonna chill out for like a year, hang out a year in Montana, and then hanging out with the animals over there. I don't know, whatever, climb. I don't know what you want to do for a year and chill out. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna leave now. I'm good. I'm gonna go back. But here's the problem: when you overstay 180 days, between 180 days to 364 days, and then you leave, that is a 3-year bar. And then if you overstay by 365 days or more and then leave, even if it's for you thought it was just going to be for one day, you're just hanging out in Cancun, you come back, and you're like, oh, customs will tell you, oh, bro, you overstayed a little too long. So you have a 10-year bar. Okay. For certain scenarios, you can apply for a waiver. You might, for some people, you're eligible for a waiver. Some people are not eligible for the waiver. So you really want to walk it correctly. Okay. Please be careful in terms of your immigration history. Some people are like, it's just one little blemish. It's like a white lie. I just told him I didn't have any kids, but I do have kids. I told him I didn't have, I told him I had a wife, a spouse, but I don't really have a wife. It was just like a buddy. Like, come on, guys. United States government, they're a little smarter now, just a little bit smarter with AI. Of course, they need a tool to help them. In the past, I would say they didn't have like the technology to harness technology to assist them, but now they do. So do not mess around. Do not do a white lie. I don't even know, why do they call it white lie anyway? But just don't lie in general. Don't misrepresent. Don't be like, oh, I hired this like person in the community. My auntie helped me. My cousin helped me. I hope I share enough of these like stories so you really understand, because a good amount of people that schedule a meeting with us, with the attorneys, it's too late. Like, we can't help them, and we prefer to be, we want to be ethical and tell people we can't help you. And some people are mad at us. Can you imagine that? We tell them like, don't spend thousands of dollars with someone else. Like, as of now, the law, this is what the law is, and we can't help you. Okay. Even for like something like voluntary departure, in the past we would say like, look, you just ask the judge for this, like for voluntary departure. But some judges are being ruthless and saying, no, you don't get voluntary departure. You're going to get order removal. It's two different types of orders. And you prefer, if you want to come back to US, you prefer the voluntary departure if you can get it. So now we represent people for that. But in the past, we would say, anyways. So let me see some more questions here. I can be live for another couple minutes here. Little Bear, you had a naturalization interview in October, and it's been 120 days, no update. We actually have a couple clients running up on that time. And so it's time to file a mandamus lawsuit. Now that it has been 120 days, I heard from a little birdie that USCIS has been told unofficially to not schedule oath ceremonies. You might wonder why. Because what happens after you take the oath? You get your certificate of naturalization. And what happens after that? You can apply for a U.S. passport. What happens after that? You can register to vote. And then what happens in November? You can fucking vote. Guess what? This might be a conspiracy theory, but if I just put the little clues together, the current administration does not want you to vote. That's interesting, actually, because to be honest, I've been, this whole like, the certain ethnic communities, immigrant communities who have status now are U.S. citizens, specifically like Florida, apparently specifically there, more so in Texas. There's certain immigrants that are like, nah, man, I came here the legal way. So, and I got the status the legal way. I don't know how other way to get legal status the legal way. So that's always interesting argument, debate. And they're like, no, I'm not. I don't want anyone else, other immigrants to get legal status because I got it the legal way. Well, so those people clearly vote for the red party. I think the administration forgot that. It's very interesting. So that's messed up, right? So what does it take? A mandamus lawsuit. Long story short, you got to file a mandamus lawsuit. And also, because the more people file a mandamus lawsuit about not having a date for O ceremony, it's going to push the numbers up and force USCIS to schedule O ceremony. Okay. We need to put pressure on them. And then when there's more people schedule it, or more people file a lawsuit about this, then we can get press. We can get media attention. Okay. Something to think about. So if you're interested in that, please contact us. The information is above. Okay. All right. Let me check my schedule here. Okay. All right. If you have questions, please put in chat box. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. It's always difficult. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll be here for a couple more minutes. Thank you, Ella Jax, for encouraging people to tap, tap, tap. It's hard to do a live show and do work at the same time. Okay. I want to be attentive to y'all's questions. Okay, 9 Big Chungu 60 on TikTok. You wanna bring your wife from overseas, but you're Islamically married. How hard is it to get the process? But when you mean Islamically married, do you mean you have some kind of certificate, some kind of document that memorializes the marriage? If you do, then, well, first of all, what we do, we refer to the Department of State's reciprocity chart to make sure that that document, that marriage document, is already recognized by the Department of State and USCIS. That's the first thing, okay? So contact us, okay? If for anyone who's like, man, I don't know if that document is compliant with USCIS, just schedule a meeting with us, okay? Let's see, Aliyah, can your husband get a B2 visa while we wait on his I-130? No, I'm sorry. If you filed I-130 on behalf of a family member, and now they want to, at least specifically a spouse, because that's the immediate relative classification, please know that when you apply for DS-160 for visitor visa, B1 or B2, it will be refused, okay? You're not going to get it. No. If you still want to try, go for it. But I've known people try 1, 2 times, and they wonder why. I'm like, well, you're already married, and you have a petition on file, okay? So for anyone who is not married yet and does not have a petition on file, I recommend registering for your ESTA if your country is part of that program, visa waiver, or for the B1, B2. Apply for that before you get married. Martise Sony, your daughter came in 2024 as a derivative of asylee. Congratulations on your asylum case. You applied for her green card last July. Okay, now it's March. I would say at least wait 12 months. So this coming July, then definitely contact us for a mandamus lawsuit to see, we'll reevaluate the timing on that. Oh, wait. Yeah, you applied last July. Sorry, I'm a little dramatic. Yeah. So, but if you just want information about it, mandamus lawsuit, if you go to askjohnting.com, it does have a complimentary guide down below. Let me see here. Username, user. It's been 2 years since you filed your I-130, and How long will you wait? F2A? Oh, 2 years ago? F2A? Let me see. Let's check it out, guys, here on YouTube. Let's check it out together. Okay, this person filed, what's the priority date on that? Well, let's just say you said 2 years ago. Let's just say March 2024. Okay. And for F2A. And I don't know what country, but let's just assume it's the one on the left. All other countries. They're actually working on cases from February 2024. So you actually might be pretty close. But here's the thing about these petitions. Okay. These petitions, they take a long time. And if you check the USCIS processing times, it might say for a long time, for many months last year, it wouldn't tell you a date, like how many months it probably. You know what? Let me see if I can check this. I-130 drop down. It needs a refresh. Okay. In the meantime, your priority date might show up on the bulletin, visa bulletin, and then is this for a spouse, by the way? Let me just put resident filing for spouse. And then it might just, see, for those on YouTube and Facebook, it shows 80% of cases are completed within C notes. That's a bunch of bullcrap. And where it says C notes, USCIS Service Centers operations prioritize adjudication I-130 preference petitions when the Department of State visa bulletin shows an immigrant visa is available or soon will become available. Well, guess what, guys? We've talked to several people that their priority date has reached, shown up on the visa bulletin, or even past that already, and then there's a problem. The problem is the petition has not been approved yet. Okay? So contact us, okay, if you want us to double check for your timing, for whoever asked about the F2A on TikTok. Okay, Aditya, you received RFE is submitted last year, June, for I-129. Oh, L1B, but I've not get any response yet. Last June? Holy smokes. Okay. Two options. Okay, Aditya on YouTube. Either file a mandamus lawsuit with our help or pay for premium processing. And you don't need an attorney to pay premium processing. You could try that. Okay. Because I think you wrote L1B. That's why I like L1, or typically any case, any employment relationship for 129, because you can pay if you're familiar with Disneyland. What do they call it? The Genie Plus, or I just think Rapid Pass. Then I know the fee is a pretty penny for the company. The company might not want to pay it, but for people who obviously own their own company, they understand the value of the premium processing to get a decision or RFE. Well, you already got your RFE, but decision in 15 business days. Okay. And you might wonder, like, oh, really? Like, you could get a decision RFE in 15 business days? Yeah, they could work pretty quickly if they want to, if you pay for it. That's the thing. That's why I know some attorneys didn't like me saying this on LinkedIn. But I was like, well, if you pay a little bit more, I would think you let me know in the comments. Put the number one in the comments if you would agree that, I don't know, I'm just saying, like, yes, they should process cases as soon as I get them, but they don't. The reality is they don't. They have not done that with any president. Okay, well, under Biden for adjustment of status marriage cases, yes, pretty fast than usual. But other than that, even for I-90 is freaking slow. It's ridiculous. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Put the number one in comments if you pay a little more for family-based cases, right? Especially OPT. You need to work. I think people want to do that. I would, but maybe I'm not you. So let's see. Sorry, Yasser, I'm not familiar with the DV lottery lawsuit. There's just too many lawsuits for me to be part of it. To keep an eye out on that. Do I think it's worth it for you to join it? It's a tough one. It depends how much it costs, right? But also, yeah, because last time I think the Trump administration had a lawsuit about the DV, diversity visa. If I recall, it was successful, but then the embassy was not able to schedule that many people. That's part of the problem. You got to get scheduled for the interview before the fiscal year ends, at least. So it's March 4th now. So yeah, you got to make a decision pretty soon. All right, guys, I got to head out. Thank you so much. I realize I have another presentation for another group of attorneys. All right, so thank you. Y'all have a great day. I got to head out. But you know what to do? Click the plus sign, take a screenshot with my information. You never know when you need to talk to one of us, even if you don't have a question today. See something, record it. Do not step in front of an ICE agent. It's not worth it. RIP Alex Presti. Bye-bye.